Hello, my little honeys. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited we are doing a Q&A because we have had so many new subscribers join on the channel, and I'm excited to welcome you all. Thank you so much for joining me and my journey. Whatever attracted you to this channel, I'm so happy that you're here and that you get to watch me as an actor kind of maneuver my way in Toronto. Or if you're here for some advice and for some informative videos, then also welcome. And I'm just excited to have you all together here. And I thought, well, I should do a Q&A video just to get to know me a little better, because I don't talk a lot about, like, unless you're watching my vlogs, yes, like I obviously show my personal life and everything, but I don't get super into it, you know, because there's like no need. But sometimes it's nice to get to know the person that you're watching all the time and be like, who is she? Why did she do this? Why did she get started in this industry? Or like, where is she even from? Anyways, I wanted to kind of do a little Q&A. Thank you to everyone who sent out some questions. I'm excited. I have a bowl here, and in this bowl, I have all the questions. I'm gonna toss them around and I'm gonna pull one. There's about 20 questions here. I'm gonna pull one out and I'm going to give my answer based on what the question is. I also do want to mention to the new subscribers, I recently just had my website come out a few weeks ago. If you are looking for consultation sessions, coaching, audition prep, whatever it is, please go on my website. I have a whole kind of list of what I do there. You can book the time through there and then we can work together. So please go ahead and check that out. And I'm excited to have you all on this journey. Anyways, let's get started. I started content creating specifically if we're talking about like social media, like Instagram and TikTok. I actually started it during COVID. I struggled a lot with my body and my body type. And one thing that I felt was really difficult for me was that I'm like the in-between size girl. I'm not plus size, but I'm also not a straight size. I'm like right in the middle. And I've noticed that in this industry, specifically in modeling, you're either straight size and you go out somewhere, or you're plus size and you get somewhere. But if you're in the in-between, they don't choose you and they don't do anything with you. But the in-between size is the majority of a lot of people. And so I just always felt like, well, what about us? Like, who's going to represent us and who's going to talk about body positivity about us? So that was the one thing where I felt like I wanted to talk about and normalize like the in-between body, and also help people kind of become okay with their bodies. I gained weight during COVID because I stopped working out. Not that I was like eating bad, but I was just kind of like not really watching what I was doing. And I just kind of let myself be me. And that really screwed with my mental health. So I wanted to kind of start the Instagram and TikTok to create awareness and help myself and also help other people grow as well. My YouTube did start in COVID as well, but that was different. I actually just wanted to start a YouTube channel for like the funs of it, to be like, what is this? What's this world like? I did not think in a million years I'd be doing an acting challenge. Oh my God, channel. I actually avoided doing an acting channel for a solid year. I was embarrassed because I thought, well, who am I to tell people what to do? And who is gonna listen to me? Like, I'm not a big celebrity or this or that. Like, it was my fiance that really pushed me a lot, and a few of my friends that were just like, you've been a lot in this industry, you've seen a lot of stuff in this industry, your story is really good and you have information, you need to talk about it. And also, there is no Toronto acting YouTuber. So I felt like, okay, I'm gonna start this and we're gonna see where this goes. And I was so embarrassed because I was like, oh my God, I'm cringing at myself speaking, but we got used to it. And here I am with my big baby. The YouTube is my big baby. I actually get this question a lot, especially on my TikTok. I get a lot of people are like, yeah, but like, why do you need classes? I'm like, okay, why do lawyers need to go to school? Like, why do doctors need to go to school? It is the exact same thing. Acting is not, oh, hi, I picked up a script and I did my thing. A lot of people who start in this industry don't even know what a self-tape is. Like, a lot of the times I get scripts to do an audition, and the casting director, that's like a top casting director, is literally putting in the breakdown how to do a self-tape, which I find is really interesting, where I'm like, do people really not know how to do it? I think those people that don't know how they're doing it is the people that choose not to do acting class, which, listen, each to their own. I get it. They're not cheap. Trust me. Believe me. I know I had to take a 6-month break because financially I was like, I just can't afford this, but they are important. You need to do them. This is how you're going to grow. You're going to learn. This is where you're also going to meet people, and you're just going to really understand the ins and outs of the industry. And it's just like going to the gym. You're not going to like get fit without not going to the gym. It's the same thing. So you got to get fit in this industry, acting wise, and your class is the gym. So yes, classes are important, 100%. But I will say this, you don't have to do them all the time. Like just because you're doing classes doesn't mean you have to do it like for the next 3 years straight nonstop. No, you can do class for a couple months, then stop, then do it again, then stop. Like it's an ongoing process. You do it kind of as you want to. First thing I'm gonna say is figure out what you wanna talk about. Like, what is your niche? When I did start my YouTube channel, I was obsessed with like Alicia Marie vibes, where she was like kind of doing more lifestyle vlogging. And I was like, I wanna do that. But the problem is Alicia Marie is a celebrity. So yeah, of course people, if you're a celebrity, you're gonna watch what they do. They could literally be in the bathroom peeing and you're like, I love this because they're a celebrity. That is the truth about that. I'm not a celebrity. So I'm like, who's gonna wanna watch me? There's like this like random ginger haired, bang girl, and she's living in Toronto and she's doing a vlog. Like no one cares about like what I have to say because I'm not a celebrity. So the niche is really important because this YouTube world is really crazy and really weird. Once you have a niche, the algorithm of YouTube will understand where to put you and who your audience is. The second thing is you have to be consistent. This is super important. And I heard this a lot and it's true. You have to be consistent. I'm talking like if you're gonna post every week, you post every week. Like you keep the videos going, you don't stop. This is in the beginning. Now it's a little bit different. I'm not like 100,000 subscribers, but I've noticed that if I miss a video, not much happens to my channel. Like it's not a big thing. It doesn't ruin the algorithm because I'm already now in the algorithm and it's like transitioning me through to different parts of the YouTube world. But the consistency in your niche are super important. The last thing that I've learned that was really, someone asked me this, are your videos educational or are your videos performance? I think that really helped me kind of figure out what exactly is my main idea for the videos. Am I trying to be educational or am I trying to be performative? So if you stick to those three things, the YouTube will eventually kick off. I've been thinking about the website for about a year. The actual building of the website took roughly about 2 months. There was a lot of back and forth of taking this out, putting this in, changing this, changing that. I do recommend taking your time with it. I was kind of obsessed with wanting to rush it and I was like, no, there's no need to rush it. I'm gonna do it and let it go as it goes. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So do not rush if you're thinking of doing a website. But overall, the whole thing roughly took about 2 months. I know who asked this question. No, actually, I never wondered what way the compass points in space. I actually don't even know, does a compass work in space? That might sound like the dumbest thing to say, but like, does it work in space? I don't know. No, I've never wondered that. And now that it's in my head, I probably will wonder about it all the time. Oh gosh, I love acting because it's exploration for me. I love exploring. I love getting to know other characters, and I feel doing other characters and being in this industry allows me to have my most extroverted self, be myself and not be judged for it. Something about stepping into someone else's character just allows you to kind of maneuver yourself. I do believe that every character you end up booking and you're doing is an aspect of you. It's like a different version highlighted of you. So I find that really interesting. Now, I will say this, do I love the industry, like the business side of it? No. I have a lot of issues with the way the industry is run. I don't like a lot of the things that the industry does. And I do believe that after the strike and after COVID, we have gone a completely different direction that I have a really hard time being okay with. Yeah, that's the business side. And I hope that we will be able to find our way back, and that's going to take time. But the actual acting, I just love the attention. I can't explain it. I don't know. That sounds so bad, but I'm like, I just love the attention. I love the spotlight. I love the lights. I love learning the lines and like really getting to know the person that you're playing and just like connecting. And I just find it so beautiful, and the vulnerability. And I just find it all together, it really makes my heart grow. And I just love the artistic side of this. I love the creativity, and that fulfills myself all the time. I don't think so. I obviously dream, but I don't think I ever have a dream within a dream. Maybe I do, I just don't remember because that's how deep I go. But I don't ever remember having a dream within my dream. Is that even possible? Food for thought. If you feel that your agent is doing nothing for you, I think definitely a meeting is the first thing you want to have. I think you definitely need to, first of all, get the receipts ready. Come to them, I should say, with actual concrete examples and proof of why you believe they're not doing anything for you. Don't just have a meeting and be like, I think you're doing nothing for me. Explain. And they're going to be like, why do you think that I do nothing for you? And you have nothing to say. So literally, like if they're not giving you auditions, go down for the whole year and see how many auditions you have and who exactly you have auditioned for. Go back down the list and see how many times you've texted them about questions and how many times they didn't answer you, or how many times they like didn't listen to you, or like listen to the things that you've asked for. Like you need to kind of go back and write this all out. And then I call for a meeting, which is super important. Once you have this meeting, you need to be not brutally honest, but you need to be professionally honest that you're not happy in this relationship. You want to know kind of where can we go forward, the change, what can we do, that kind of stuff. After the meeting, I'd say sit and decide what you want to do. If you felt that the meeting, they could care less what you had to say and what the plan was, and it just seems like they're not going to help you, well, then that right there should be your answer. If you feel that after the meeting, maybe something can change, something will go forward, then give it another few more months and see how that is. But your meeting is going to be your best bet on what to do. I've heard scenarios where agents have meetings and at the meeting, they're like, you know what, let's just part ways. And it's that. And I've heard times where they have a meeting and they reconnect and things really blossom after that. So the meeting for you will be a way for you to gauge what exactly is going on and how you want to move forward with your agent. That is a great question. It's hard. I'm not going to lie. It is very difficult. And there are times where I'm like, oh my God, am I going to need to be quitting my day job because I potentially am booking this? One thing I do have to say, I've always been very open and transparent with every day job that I've had, that I'm an actor and that there are possibilities that I may book something and that I'll have to take the time off. I never lied to any job about it. I know some people don't tell their jobs and they just wait for the time to happen and then they deal with it. That's fine. That works for them. But for me, when I did that, it did not work to my favor and it made things worse. So I find it super important that you should always tell the place that you're working with and when you're getting hired, like, this is my reality, this is what I do. Most of the time they don't care, like they're pretty chill with it. Obviously don't make it sound like you're booking something every weekend, because if you were booking something every weekend, you probably wouldn't have a day job as it is. But just have the open communication with them that this is the case. The other thing is the communication. If I have, like I've had this where I had a callback for something where I'd actually have to be gone for a whole month to film. The minute I got the callback, I had to message my manager and just like say, listen, here's the shtick. I may be booking something that I have to go for a whole month. I'm letting you know now so you know what's up. So it's not like all of a sudden I book something and you're like, what is this? No, you can't go. So the open communication is really helpful and important. And lastly, finding jobs that are flexible is really helpful as well. Like serving, working at coffee shops, working at like malls and stuff. The flexibility is there because there's so many people employed and like the shifts are different. You can work like a closing shift or a daytime shift. So you can kind of switch around your schedule. When you're working a 9-to-5 job, and I'm saying this because like when I did work with my production job, thank God my production job, everybody was actors there. So they were all chill if you did book something. But I've had conversations with them when they said that like, we're easy with it, but a lot of production jobs are not, because it's like a contract-based 9-to-5 thing. Like if you're gone, there's no one to replace you. Like you don't have 6 servers on the floor. Like if you're the only production coordinator, you're the only production coordinator. There's no one else that can do the job. So if you're out, you're like legitimately out. So finding a job that's flexible does also really help with balancing all these things together. June 20th, 1996. I'm a 96 baby. I'm also a Gemini baby. My birthday is coming up soon, and I'm so excited because I'm already planning a few themes for my birthday. Not saying them yet because I haven't decided what it is. To be completely dead honest, we have no wedding plans at all whatsoever. Partially is because we just like don't want to get married right away. We're just not into that whatsoever. We just don't feel like we're also ready for marriage. Like being engaged is fun, but being married is a whole other ball game. And we just want to have a fun, long engagement. We also do have other things we want to do. Like we want to travel. We kind of really want to focus on our careers right now. And weddings are expensive. I've had one of my cousins get married, and then a friend of mine got married this past summer where both Makita and I were MCs. And my other cousin's getting married. And when I hear the amount of money they're spending on weddings, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to wait. We're okay. we're okay. The other unfortunate part is my partner is Ukrainian and his whole family's back in Ukraine, and men are not allowed to leave the country because there's an active war going on. So I would not want to have a wedding where his dad and his brother can't come and be a part of it, and like pretty much all the men that are in his family. So until that is over, there will be no wedding and no wedding plans. And when that is going to be over, we're going to start probably seeing what we're going to do. And most likely, I think our wedding's actually going to be in Ukraine. So that's where we're at. So until the world stops fighting, there will be no wedding. And I should not be smiling while I'm saying that. It's just, that's the case. Oh, fun. 2 little fiance questions right up together. I met my fiance in an acting class back in 2019 in June. It was kind of crazy. My grandmother and both my dog were dying at this time. My grandmother lived with us for like 23 years and my dog lived in my parents' house. And I actually moved back in with my mom at this time, with my parents at this time. I actually was really like kind of preparing for the grief that I'd have to go through. And I met my fiance literally 2 weeks before the both of them died. And they died within like a week to 2 apart. It was kind of a crazy month altogether. When I met him, I was like, who is this guy? I'm like, what is happening here? And the funny part is he thought that I was a crazy hurricane running down the stairs. So we're very different. He's so introverted. I am so extroverted. He would like love to read a book and not go out. And I'm like, where's the party? I'm there. It honestly meshes very well. I'm very, very happy with him and our relationship. But yeah, we met in an acting class. The acting class used to be called actually AMAW, is Anthony Mendel's acting workshop. And I think now it's called MAP, like Meredith's acting practice or something like that. So that's where we met. We spent 1 month in class together and then kind of went history from there. Did not think I'd actually be dating him because he's not really my type, but never say never. Turns out he is exactly my type because I love him so much. So yes. One really big one, huge, everybody, I know so many people are part of them, is Melissa Lee Talent. They're really good. That was actually the agency that I was part of. I'm actually still technically on their roster. So if they send me for something, maybe if it works for me, I'll go out. Yeah, Melissa Lee Talent. Toronto Film Extras is good. And then I think there's one called Background Cast Agency. I think that's the third one. But Toronto Film Extras and Melissa Lee is what I see a lot on set. Those two would be like your go-tos for background agencies. Yes, I do. I have an older sister. We are 11 years apart. Her name is Violetta. She's this beautiful blonde girl. I love her so much. She's also a Gemini like me, and we are born 2 days apart. She's June 18th and I'm June 20th, but we're 2 days and 11 years difference. We are kind of the same, but kind of different at the same time. I can't explain it. You'd have to meet us to be like, ah, yes, I understand. But yes, I have one sister and she's my whole life. I love her so much. I would say your number one thing is you're gonna need to get into classes. I think that will be the first thing you wanna do. Is the classes will help you figure out even if you wanna do this and if you enjoy this. And this is where you're gonna learn, make mistakes, all that good stuff. Then you're gonna wanna get a couple of headshots. And you're gonna want to also kind of have like 2 or 3 scenes in a demo. This can be in a self-tape style or from classwork if it's professional enough. Those would be the tips I'd give for super beginners just to get started and get your foot into the door. It always said duo in my bio. I did recently shorten it. I think it used to say, I'm that YouTuber plus actor duo that you like. And then I went and shortened it to just saying like actor, YouTuber duo. I think that's what it says now. But the duo was always there. And I call it a duo because I am a duo. I find that I'm as much of an actor, I am as much of a YouTuber. I'm kind of both together. So I'm a duo. I'm a duo situation with both of those. So that's why I call myself a duo. And I actually do introduce myself when I meet industry professionals. I do say that I'm an actor and a YouTuber. I don't say that I'm one or the other. I say that I'm both because I find that, again, my channel is so connected with the acting that I just feel like they need to always be introduced as together. Otherwise, one is not one without the other. You know what I mean? I'm not sure yet. I don't know. After Vancouver, we actually recently just went to Vancouver, Makita and I, for a little like engagement trip. And I wanted him to see Vancouver because when I saw it, I was like, could we potentially do acting out here? We talked about it. I think we're thinking of like maybe minimum 2 years once if we do choose to do this. Makita has some good things going for himself here right now for acting. And I just feel like I'm kind of on a good space with what I'm building in the industry here as well. I don't really want to just like up and leave yet, but I think in 2 years we can kind of like take a look, check it out and see what's happening out there. I don't know, just like test the water. So 2 years, maybe, could be even 3, but 2 is my minimum. I'm born in Ottawa. I was raised there for about 11-ish years, and then I moved to Oshawa and finished my high school years there. And then I moved to Toronto as soon as I got into, now it's called Toronto Metropolitan, but at the time it was called Ryerson University for their acting conservatory program. It depends on where you're based in America, but if you're based in a city that does acting, I would probably stay there because a lot of America is obviously bigger than Canada when it comes to acting. Now, if you want to come to Canada, I will say this though, you do need to have a visa to work here. You can't just like come in on a travel visa and do your thing. We also have the whole non-union and union stuff. So you cannot do anything that's union if you do not have a proper work visa. And you need to have a permanent residence minimum in order to be working union. So everything that you can do is non-union. So that's one thing you do have to clock in and remember. But if you do want to, obviously Toronto is a big booming industry here and Vancouver as well. So those are the 2 that I'd go for. But honestly, like if you're already in the States and you're like in LA or New York, I would just start it out there and see what happens. But if you've been there and you feel like it's not working, you want to come out here, yes, but you definitely will need a work visa in order to be working on sets here. Not really. I do have one in going somewhere for the weekend in April. I'm not going to disclose it yet because it's pretty insane and iconic what I'm doing in April. And you're all going to find out in a vlog once that actually happens. And it's happening in like 3 weeks, I think. So I'm very excited. I actually have to plan everything for it next week. But that is my only travel plan I have of right now. Honestly, I don't have any other travel plans as of now for the rest of the year. I'm trying to like work and be on the work grind. So I don't really want to take time off all the time, but yes. Oh my God, honeys, this was so fun. I love doing Q&As. Let's do one every week. No, I'm kidding. We obviously will. Thank you so much for stopping by and seeing the Q&A. I'm glad that you all are here. Thank you. Truly thank you for being a part of my journey and like being a part of the channel. I love having you all here. And yeah, thanks you for the questions. And I gotta go. I have to get to my serving job. And I love you. And I'm going to see you all next Friday. Bye, honeys.